Hello gamers, Chunky is famous for having a bunch of damage whenever he has a bunch of health, so starting with the Ghost Scepter is actually a good idea because it gives you health, and health gives you damage, and more damage means faster health stacking with the Scepter, but there is a bit of a problem. You have to kill 20 enemies, and there is of course a way to fix that problem with the Cursed Scepter, which is only up to 6 enemies. Ooh, we have very good rerolls. Fantastic. 3 scepters at the very start. And also I think I have an opportunity to curse one because I am going to give myself a hook at the very start of the game and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to most likely curse something eventually. Of course, even if you have the hook at the very start, you are not guaranteed to curse things that you need. Not only that, you are not guaranteed to get the things you want cursed. That is the way with this kind of game. So yeah, we hope that we get things, but we don't get things. Anyway, we couldn't even afford the hook, and yes, I say I give it to myself. I actually have to buy it. But we do have a bunch of useful items, such as the tree and one curse. So hopefully we are going to curse something in the next shop and it's going to be absolutely fantastic and we're going to be doing so much damage I won't even need the cursed items. Which is of course a wishful thinking of the highest degree. And we have the hook and hopefully our first Ghost Scepter gets cursed and we're going to be doing so much damage and we're going to be stacking a lot of health. Now, I don't really have a target of health or damage. Or perhaps I do have the target of damage, I need to be able to one-shot the enemies. That's one thing. I need to have a bunch of piercing, because you see, piercing allows you to kill multiple enemies. And if you have enough damage and enough piercing damage reduction, that is pumpkins. If you have enough pumpkins, you can kill multiple enemies with a single shot of a Ghost Scepter. And considering the best case scenario of the Ghost Scepter is going to be damage, fantastic. I don't want that. I do want this, and I don't want this, and yeah, this is actually pretty good. The best case scenario for me is going to be 6 enemies killed per 1 health, and that's the cursed Red Scepter. More damage. Ooh, okay, that is a good reroll right there. Fantastic. So we have the 2 straight up 2 Ghost Scepters. Hopefully we're gonna get 6 very, very soon. Because the sooner we get the Ghost Scepters cursed, and is the moment we get or rather we start getting lots and lots of damage, lots of health, and of course with health we don't need defense as much. But if we cannot one-shot a bunch of enemies in a rapid succession, there will be a crowd of enemies following us, which is not great, and that is actually the reason we want a bunch of piercing. Now, I'm looking forward to getting piercing, but of course, we're not guaranteed to do that, so yeah, you never know. Like, it may not be the first recording, but if you're seeing it, it's the good one, it's the winning one. Attack speed, I don't want attack speed, but just raw damage. Fantastic. Damage. This is good. More damage. Nah. Now, I think I want to go for upgrading my Ghost Scepters as much as possible for Wave 9, which is a bunch of weak enemies. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. A bunch of weak enemies are going to convert a bunch of max health for me, and hence the damage, because max health is damage because I'm chunky. Okay, max health, damage, and the discounts damage, I couldn't afford that one. Let's go with this one, let's leave 4 of them. At least I have 2 blue Ghost Scepters, so I'm going to be stacking health a little bit faster. Do I have piercing? I don't. I think this is going to be a major problem for me down the line. Alright, and we have luck, fantastic, and we have damage, fantastic, and we have damage, fantastic. And I have more damage, and we have this thing. What else do we have? Oh, we have healing, fantastic stuff, and okay, hopefully these guys get cursed. Let's have 1 purple one, so 9 enemies for 1 health. I only have 17 health and 11 health from the other one. Hopefully Wave 9 is going to give me a little bit more. Now, I am one-shotting enemies, but there's still a bit of a problem. I'm not piercing enemies, so yeah, I'm going to have a crowd of enemies all around me at all times. And unfortunately, I don't even have the movement speed to run away from them. This is actually pretty dicey if you ask me. Okay, ooh, and ooh, fantastic stuff. We got lots and lots of damage. Anyway, we're on focus items, almost there. We still don't have piercing, mind you. That's important to note. Oh, look at that. We have the hook, and with the hook we're going to be guaranteed to get the cursed items, which is fantastic. Now, of course, the hook itself needs to be cursed first, but I think that's coming eventually. Still no piercing, by the way. I did log the bullets, the sharp bullets. I need that desperately. So, hopefully, with the sharp bullets and maybe a bunch of pumpkins down the line, this build is really going to get online. Like, I'm already doing a lot of damage, but without piercing, it's not as evident because there's a crowd of enemies following me at all times. Alright, did the stuff get cursed? Yes. Not everything, but the important things. And I think I want the mirror as well. Now, mirror is a funny one. If you curse the mirror, you are going to have a discount on it. So it is going to help me buy a bunch of things later down the line. But that actually only applies to weapons, actually weapons and unique items, because anything that can be bought multiple times of, like your common items, your basic things, you just have multiple of them bought, and that's it, that uses up the mirror. But you can actually buy a mirror duplicated with a mirror. So say if you bought a mirror and you see another mirror, you can curse it and you get the two mirrors that are cursed. Identical, mind you. And that way you can actually build up your discount to 100%. And you will be able to buy weapons with that, and you will be able to buy unique items with that. But anything at all that is stackable, like infinitely your basic items, basic common items, like this one, they'll just use up all the mirrors and buy multiple copies. So that's not great. This, the same. This, same. Do I want that? I do want that. But the spyglass, you'll only buy 2. And if you happen to, buy a cursed variant of that, you actually have 2 cursed spyglasses. Alright. So we buy this, we buy the mirror with a discount, and now we buy a unique item, and we still have the mirror. And look at us, we have the mirror again. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. I need to make sure I don't use ooh and ooh. Now, damage against bosses or just raw damage? Which one do I prefer? And it's going to be 3 of them because I'm going to curse the mirror. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I think the raw damage is going to be more beneficial down the line. I actually have 80%. Like, it's going to be like another 100 if I curse the 25% thing. But minus armor is going to be quite bad if you ask me. At least I have 2 piercing, right? Right. Alright, and we have damage, and we have defense, and not this. Good chance, fantastic stuff. This. Now, I think I want the glass cannon. I actually want both of them. Ooh, okay, pumpkin. Now, with the pumpkin, I will increase my damage quite substantially. So I have... Hold on, how much? Minus 61% on the piercing. Okay, so base piercing of the Ghost Actor is actually 50%. Rather, piercing damage reduction. It is absolutely awful. Now, your uncursed sharp bullet adds... takes away 20% damage on top of that, so minus 70%. The cursed variant is not as bad, so it's only minus 11, but it's still costly because the base 50%. But with the 2 or 3 pumpkins, I should be able to completely mitigate that. and make sure I do full damage to every single enemy at all times, even with your infinite piercing. And to be honest, you only really need 4 piercing at most, because you're not really going to have 6 enemies lined up for you, like more than that. Unless, of course, you are planning to go with extra enemies items. And those are actually fantastic for this guy, because you are going to be stacking copious amounts of health. 24%, so now we're down to 37, which is actually not bad. Another cursed item, another cursed ghost scepter, fantastic stuff. How? I saw 500 damage. 400. Now, by getting both base damages and range damage stat, and the health and the piercing, I am going to be doing a lot more damage than this number here, 193. That's critical 42% and 230% crit damage, which is actually quite good. Good lord, good lord, good lord. And this is not even the final form, because you see, the Red Scepter is even more powerful. And the Cursed Red Scepter is even more powerful. Now, another thing that I can do is get range. So right now what I'm doing, I'm trying to run after the enemies and pick up the materials. If I have a bunch of range, I will just have to run after the materials and not after the enemies, which is actually quite beneficial. Another thing that I want to get is going to be the Sift Relic, which will allow me to pick up all the stuff on the screen at all times. So, Cursed, and we have to get this, and Curse, fantastic. Sausage I don't want. Healing, I do want. Minus enemies. Oh, and piercing, yes! Piercing, piercing, piercing. Fantastic stuff. And regen, sure, regen. We go with regen. I just noticed I only have 8 regen, which is not the best. Let's make sure we don't take any damage, because if we do, we're going to suffer. Because we are not regaining damage, regaining health in any way. Okay, cursed, 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 and I can't actually afford it, which is quite unfortunate, quite unfortunate. A pickup range, very important. Make sure that gets cursed. I do like my damage though. So every single one of these skills is going to increase our damage even more eventually. Because right now we have 1 health per 9 enemies. And we don't even have the red scepters. And red scepters are going to be absolutely fantastic. But mind you, even without red scepters, look at us. We're killing every single enemy. The moment they come close to us. This is huge. Alright, and we got nothing, and we got pickup range. Slowing enemies is actually a good idea, especially because the thing is good. Let's get the luck, let's get the Ghost Scepter, and let's keep going. We have a boss here. Hello, Mr. Boss. How are you doing? Not doing well, I say. Fantastic. Alright, another wave, and we have good item, and good item, good stats. And I didn't buy the slowness. Whatever. Yeah, the bandana piercing is actually helping quite a bit. 4 pierce. And mind you, I only have one single pumpkin, so minus 30% on the pierce. Damage, minus 30% damage. Like, even with that damage reduction, I am still destroying enemies and gaining a lot of health. Alright, another wave, and we have nothing, and we have red. So let's buy slowness, let's buy this. We can't afford the red, unfortunately. We can do a little bit more damage, sure, and wave 20. Let's go with wave 20. How quickly do bosses die? Probably very quickly. honestly. No percentage health damage. Nothing like that. And this build is not even my final form. So look at this. Plus 1 max health for 5 enemies killed. This is huge, and this already gave me 30 stats. This quickly. I didn't get the best item. I have 2 fish hooks, so I didn't get the best items, but you can take it even further. And holy cow, this is powerful. Now, if you're watching this far, why are you watching this far? And not subscribing? Yeah, and see you in the next one.